For decades, Craig Melvin has been a familiar and reassuring presence in millions of homes. Each morning he appears composed, thoughtful, and steady, someone who delivers the news with warmth, balance, and quiet authority. To viewers, he represents reliability, the man who shows up, the man who never seems shaken. But behind the calm smile and polished delivery lies a story far more complicated and far more human. In a rare and deeply personal moment, Craig Melvin recently shared a confession that stopped many longtime viewers in their tracks. It wasn't about career missteps or professional disappointments. It wasn't about ratings, ambition, or missed opportunities in the spotlight. It was about time, and more specifically, the time he can never get back. Craig has spoken often about gratitude for his career, his colleagues, and the life he's built with his wife Lindsay Charniak and their children. But in this moment of reflection, his voice softened. The words came slower, and what he admitted was something many people in their later years quietly carry with them. His greatest regret, he said, was believing there would always be later. Later to slow down, later to be more present, later to notice the small moments that at the time seemed ordinary. Like many driven professionals, Craig spent years saying yes to assignments, to early mornings, to late nights, to the unrelenting pace of a career that demands constant attention. Journalism, especially at the highest level, rewards endurance. It praises those who push through exhaustion, who sacrifice personal time in the name of responsibility and excellence. And Craig did exactly that. He showed up when others rested. He stayed focused when distractions pulled at him. He built a reputation on dependability. But somewhere along the way, he admits, he began confusing being busy with being fully present. There were family dinners where his mind was still at the newsroom, evenings when he was physically home but emotionally elsewhere, moments with his children that passed quietly, moments that didn't feel monumental at the time but now glow in memory with unexpected weight. What makes this confession so powerful is its familiarity. For many in their 60s, this reflection hits close to home. The realization that life moves faster than we expect, that the years we thought were endless were in fact fleeting, that the things we postponed, rest, connection, stillness, were often the very things that mattered most. Craig didn't speak with bitterness or self-pity. Instead, his regret was wrapped in humility, in honesty, in the understanding that even a life filled with success can carry quiet costs. He acknowledged that he didn't miss the big moments, the birthdays, the milestones, the celebrations. Those were always protected. What he regrets missing are the small, unremarkable spaces in between, the everyday conversations, the unplanned laughter, the moments that don't announce themselves as important until they're gone. Lindsay, he has shared, helped him see this more clearly. As a fellow journalist and partner who understands the pressures of public life, she gently reminded him that presence isn't measured by hours logged, but by attention given. That being there isn't just about showing up, it's about truly arriving. With time, Craig began making changes, not dramatic ones, not career-ending decisions, but subtle shifts, turning off his phone sooner, listening more closely, letting moments linger instead of rushing through them. And yet, he admits, the regret remains, not as a wound, but as a lesson. For viewers who have watched Craig Melvin for years, this confession feels like an invitation to reflect on their own journeys, to think about what mattered most, what slipped by unnoticed, and what still remains within reach. Because the truth Craig shared is one many come to understand later in life. Success is meaningful, but presence is priceless. And while we cannot reclaim yesterday, we can honor it by choosing differently today. Craig's story isn't one of failure, it's one of awakening, a reminder that even those who seem to have it all wrestle with the same questions we do. Did I listen enough? Did I slow down when I should have? Did I cherish the quiet moments? In the end, Craig Melvin's greatest confession isn't about regret,
It's about awareness, and perhaps that awareness, shared honestly and without ego, is one of the most valuable gifts he's ever offered his audience. Because sometimes, the most important news isn't what's happening in the world, it's what's happening at home.